Hello. As a leader, you are paid to think big, to think for the organization, for the community, for the country, or for the people or department you're heading. And that brings us to posing a question to you. Is your vision clear? Do you have a clear vision? Because if you don't have a clear vision, then your achievements are a bit questionable, because you're not going to have something to make you strive to achieve bigger, to achieve greater, to make that community, company, or nation to be great, so to say. So that brings us to you understanding a vision. In your own opinion, I know this might be seemingly normal or usual to each and every one of us who is watching or who hear this, but in my own understanding, a vision is the image of the possible future reality, because it gives you the picture of the 5 years, of the 10 years, of the 20 years, of how something or of how an achievement or success is to you. And basing on the dictionary, a vision is the ability to think or plan the future with imagination or wisdom. And I've highlighted keywords, and that is the ability to plan the future with wisdom. So there could be a possibility that there are people who plan their future and they plan not with wisdom but with foolishness. And if they do that, then that means their achievements are questionable, or maybe they don't even achieve much greater on what they've planned. That's why some leaders end their term, especially into the political aspect. They end their term and they are wondering, what did we do for the people? Or if you've been a leader for 5 years, ask yourself, have you achieved everything you plan to do? If not, then did you wisely plan? Or you just made a plan with full of fantasies and full of uh, unrealistic possibilities. And given the fact that in Uganda we are in a political environment, and our leaders are promising us heaven on earth here and there, and the question I pose to them today is, do they have a clear, or do you as a person have a clear vision? Do you have a clear plan which is wisely thought through to lead the community, the country, to a deserving, better, greater future that you are promising? So, why do you need a clear vision? For a few reasons. One, a clear vision reflects your it reflects your real motive. And if you have a clear motive, then one, people understand you better, and then two, it aids in building credibility. Just think about it. If you have a clear vision, the people you interact with every day will understand you better. Have you ever wondered when you do something and people are like, oh, I'm shocked. Daniel can do such and such a thing. I'm shocked. Andrew can do such and such a thing. But if those people understand your motives of doing everything you do, they understand you better. And a clear vision is one of those things which will enable people to understand and relate with you better. And also building credibility or trust, because they say the birds of the same feathers flock together. So I would love to interact with the people who are visionary, the people who are having the same vision. I prefer, my vision is to transform millions of lives. So if someone has a vision in that kind of field, then it's easier for us to connect, understand ourselves better, and also be credible. Two, it as a leader, as a political leader, so to say, it helps you to develop your manifesto, and a manifesto, which is a summary of your message. Then it also helps you to widen the scope of your talking points. So as a leader, you might be caught up in a situation where you are wondering, what can I talk about? What can I say? What can I address? And most especially in politics, where you're being called on a Larry and you have 2-3 points. But if you have a clear vision of something you'd want to achieve, of some of the future you'd want to see in the next 5 years, then you have a wide scope of how you can explain on how you're going to achieve everything you're going to achieve. And then 3, the clear vision attract the right people for you. And this is very, very critical for you, in that uh, you need authentic people in your life. You need authentic supporters. You need authentic people to vote for you. But then how you attract those authentic people is through a clear vision, because people are not going to support you for just the way you look or just the way you dress or anything. No. They're not going to support you because you're so vocal. No. People will support you because of you share the vision of the things they need to see. So if you have a clear vision, then authentic group of supporters or voters will always come towards you. And the question I reflect again, is your vision as clear to bring up the crowds? Then also it will help you with people to fund your projects or fund your campaigns if you are into politics. Yeah. Wow. And then number 4 is a vision is your number 1 motivation. In times of trouble, you need something to motivate you up. And that thing, there is nothing to motivate you like when you are fully convinced that the vision you have is clear, it's attainable, it's possible. In this moment, your vision acts as fuel for punching on. It's no longer push on, it's punching on. The time reaches whereby you don't have to just push on, but to punch on as you move. So that vision, a clear vision, you have something which is so clear and authentic and a possible future. If that image is so concrete in your mind, then you will stay punching on day by day. Then also a vision refiles energy and joyful moments in your life, because you know the image you want to see. At the end of the day, this is what I will see. At the end of the term, this is what I will see. This is how the community, this is how the nation, this is how the organization will look like. So that one, only by thinking and rethinking and meditating upon your vision, you get refilled up. If you are down, you get refilled up. Then you might be you might underestimate something as simple as a vision, but I'm saying this is not something for you to underestimate. Why? One is because if you don't have a clear vision, then you don't have a clear agenda on your KPIs. KPIs are key performance indicators. If you don't have a clear vision as a leader, you want to know what exactly you are meant to achieve in that given time. And then 2, you won't know, you will develop a sense of urgency, a sense of doubt in yourself, because you don't know what exactly you're going to do. And there will be also room for distractions, because you will think you'll be doing everything and you'll be going everywhere. So at the end of the day, you as a leader, you need a clear vision. If you don't have it, then you will have no clear agenda. Your work plan won't be as wide as others. Then also, if you don't have a clear vision, you run dry from your talking points. If you're in a political rally or addressing your people, you won't have so many things to talk about. Or actually, you can have so many things to complain about instead of talking about. So as a politician, you need a clear vision, because if you don't have that, then you will end up having uncoordinated manifesto. And if your manifesto is uncoordinated, my friend, that's bad news. That's bad news for you. You won't pull the crowds, you will be talking to yourself, and no one, people will be wondering, what is this guy talking about? Well, and lastly is you perishing on the ballot. Yeah, the Bible says, without a clear vision, my people perish. And I tell you, as a leader, as a politician, as a running politician, I tell you that without a clear vision, you perish on a ballot. What do you intend to achieve? What impact do you intend to achieve? If you don't have it, if it's not so clear, then you will perish on the ballot this time round. So, what entails an outstanding vision? An outstanding vision, one, you have to identify the self intentions. When you reflect within yourself, what do you see achieving for the people? Which kind of world do you want to live in? Those are the key things whereby you need to have. You need them to be fully written down. As you think about your community, your organization, your life, what do you need to see? Then secondly, what are the public interests? In order to come up with an outstanding vision, consider the interests of the public. For instance, does your community have needs? What are those needs? How are you going to address those needs? Have you considered the way on the methodology of you turning around those needs? There is an article I wrote recently, it's on our blog, and it says turning 2020 tiers into strategic targets. So you have to turn the community tiers into targets for you as a leader to achieve. And then lastly, you have to ask this question: what are the key players' agendas? The key players, what I mean with the key players are players like the government policies. What are their agenda for your intended community? We have United Nations development programs, goals, millennial goals. Have you looked at those goals for the nation? If you're running for presidency, if you are running for, even at a local community level, you need to be well versed with those agendas and programs for the key players. Are you well versed with, let's say, the Vision 2020 or 2040 for the NRM party if you're running under their flag? Any kind of politicians, I believe they also have their vision. So if you're running at a smaller level, then are you well versed with those agendas? Because if you're not well versed with the agenda, then you won't know how you're going to influence them, how you're going to lobby for funding. I hear most times the politicians come up and say, I'm going to work in hand with the government to lobby for more funding for our community. And I ask myself, do you actually know their agenda such that you position yourself well for their funding? Because if you know their agenda, then you can position yourself better to tap into their money. So at the end of the day is for you to come up with an outstanding vision. One, identify your self or personal intentions, what you intend to do, what you intend to see that community changing. Then two, identify the public interests. What does the public really need? Then three, identify the agendas of the key players, and that's the government and the other stakeholders, the UNDP. You can Google, you can find out from the credible sources. And then lastly, I would like you to think and rethink through your vision as a running leader and write it down. Is it convincing enough? If it's convincing enough, if it's big enough, then well and good, you're ready to go. If it's not, you're free to contact me. I can help you with coming up with a clear vision and also developing the talking points for you. Thank you very much. God bless you. See you in the next episode. God bless you so much.